Today's topic of discussion is women's past matters. So in today's society, men and women are going around with each other, fornicating with each other and doing all types of craziness before they're even married to the person. So we're going to be discussing some key issues with why a woman's past matters and how we can effectively differentiate the women who are of low quality and the women who are of high quality. So first point is SKET. So girls of today, right, they've got boyfriends from a young age, from school days, from college, from universities and so on. And they're sleeping around outside of marriage. They're not even got a ring on their finger. And these women here think that they are pious women and women of quality. These type of women here are of low quality. As soon as a woman's had one previous relationship, one boyfriend, her value has significantly gone down in the marriage market. Reason being is because men of value virginity and they value a woman with a clean past. So when a woman doesn't have a clean past, when she's been indulging in promiscuous activity, and promiscuous means dirty activity, that right there is going to affect her future relationships. So when a woman is saying that, oh yeah, I've only had one previous relationship, or I've only had a couple previous relationships, or if a woman's saying, oh, you know, I've only had like 5 or whatever the case is, that right there, yeah, what you need to do is multiply that number by 3. So that's what you're getting at on average for women of today. Women of today, they're sleeping with 5, 10 plus guys on average. They're not even women who are virgins anymore. In today's society, it's so difficult to even get a woman who's actually virgin. Reason being is because today's society is at such a low, right, that boyfriend-girlfriend relationships have become normalized. So guess what? Marriage is more difficult in today's society and people are not saving their virginity for marriage. Hence why it's your duty to speak to a woman, ask her about her previous relationships, because that all matters. Because if she's got previous relationships and she's got a lot of previous relationships, that's going to affect your relationship with her as well in the future. Reason being is because when a woman's done promiscuous activity previously, she's going to more likely get involved in dirty activity later on down the line. So that's what it is. Just as how a woman judges a man right now in the present time for his future and his potential, a man judges a woman based off of her past. And this is ingrained in all men. So it's the hardwiring of men. So this is what the system has come along now and is saying to women and men that, oh yeah, a woman's past doesn't matter. A woman can go around sleeping with all these low quality bummy guys and then that's not going to affect her and her future relationships. That couldn't be further from the truth. So women who are keeping themselves pure for their husband and they are not getting involved in haram activity and they are keeping away from boyfriends, that right there is a green tick. So that woman there, she's effectively past that side of it. But it goes back to, even then, you can never really know how many men a woman's been with. You can judge it based off of her behavior and see what she's like around other guys. If she's, for example, so over friendly with guys, if she's always chatting to different guys and she's flirting with them, or she's happy being flirted with by all these different guys, that right there is a clear indication that that woman there is a SKET. So just be mindful of that, guys. So when you're dealing with these kind of women here, just know that these women here, certain women they have multiple guys that they're speaking to, and you need to see that and tell her straight away, look, if you're speaking to a woman, right, for marriage purposes, you let her know straight, look, you cannot be speaking to any other guys except me. Reason being is because you as a man who's actually of value, right, she's not going to be able to get somebody else who's actually at your level, who excels in all areas of life. So hence why it's her job to try and lock you down in a relationship. And it's not in a woman's nature to be sleeping around and to be speaking to multiple men. This is not society's norms, you know. in the previous generation. Society's norms in the previous generation was a one woman would be speaking to one man. Do you understand? Now in today's society, society's norms are so messed up that you got one woman talking to like 10 different guys and it's accepted. So any woman who's got previous haram relationships, that's what my threshold is anyway. As soon as a woman's had one previous relationship, that right there, I just straight X her out. Right there, that statement right there, that's just, you're put at the bottom of the queue. Reason being is because women who haven't had previous relationships, these are the type of women who are going to be more feminine, submissive, caring, loving, cooperative. She's not going to have any baggage from any previous relationships, and she's going to have one man that she's been with her whole life. That's what it is. So that's really important. So virginity matters, and it matters across all of societies. And this is something which, as soon as you lose it, that's it. Your value's just all the way down here. So that's really important. Next point is trauma. So these girls, right, who have got a previous history of fornicating and sleeping with all these low quality bummy guys, yeah, they're gonna have trauma related to their nonsense, and they don't want to take accountability as well. They always want to blame it on the guy. Or my ex was, abusive, or he used to be, mentally and physically abusive, and all this nonsense that's coming out of their mouth. They're not going to take accountability for how you as a girl, you went with that guy. You chose to speak with him, and you chose to meet up with him. So that's what it is. You didn't tell your dad that you was meeting up with other guys. So this is what it is. And your dad wasn't there to tell you that, oh yeah, you shouldn't be doing that with these loser type guys. This is what happens with these girls. They end up going with low quality bummy guys, and then they start to say, oh yeah, all men are trash, all men are losers, all men are not good. It's like you met a scummy guy, and then you're bringing that trauma now for your future relationships, and then you're trying to project your insecurities and your sickness onto that guy. Hence why it's really important to disqualify women who have got trauma. So these women who have got trauma and these women who have got baggage, right, you just straight put them to the side. Because these women here, right, they're going to come with more problems, they're going to come with more headache, and then they're going to be constantly trying to get at you, and they're going to be sucking you of your energy. So you as a man, right, who's actually working on his purpose, you're actually providing value to society. You ain't got time to spend all your energy on this one woman and then let her suck your energy. You as a man, right, you're excelling in all areas of life. You want to get women who are actually of good quality. So these women who are all, of low quality, the ones who are just that down here, you're not trying to entertain any of them. So that's what it is. You can sense it based off of her energy and her body language, whether a woman's got trauma. So if she's got trauma and she's got other previous haram activity, those type of women there, they're going to have baggage, and you want to keep a distance from them kind of women there, because they're going to create more problems for you. You want women who haven't got trauma, and women who are actually been, of a clean slate, because then that way there, right, when you are a man of value, you can build on that foundation there, and you're not getting into no nonsense with her. So you as a man, you're not going to be getting into drama when you come home, and then you're just getting into all these arguments. So that's really important. Next point is masculine. So these girls, right, these masculine type girls, yeah, who have got previous history of having boyfriends and indulging in haram activity, right, they've got masculine tendencies within them, yeah. They don't want to have a conversation with you. They don't want to, cooperate with you. They don't want to play, by the game, yeah. They want to play stupid games with you. So then these girls, right, these masculine type girls, I've got the perfect game for them. You know what the game is? The game is called no contact. So I hit them with no contact. So imagine this, you got a PlayStation, yeah? You got the remote controller, yeah? You give the remote controller to the girl, and you tell her, here, this is the game you're going to be playing. The game is called no contact. So no communication, no messages, no phone calls, nothing. You're not getting nothing from me. So that's what it is with these girls. These girls got masculine tendencies within them. I don't give them nothing. So they can carry on playing their little stupid games. They can try and, get my attention. It's not going to be happening. Once I cut off a girl, yeah, I'll cut her off. That's it. I don't play no games, and I mean it as well. These girls, they know from like year, 2 years, 3 years, they hit me up, they know full well I'd cut them off long time ago. So this is what it is with these girls here. Yeah, a woman's body count matters, and all these things all significantly lower a woman's value. So when a woman hasn't got previous relationships, yeah, and a woman's, kept herself away from that woman there, yeah, it shows that she's got character and she's got good values there, and then she's been strong in her faith and her connection with God. You understand? The women who have been deviating from that, and these women here who are accepting the fact is that, oh yeah, I've had previous haram relationships, and it's as though they start to have a go at the guy and start saying, oh yeah, why are you asking me about my body count? It's like, no, body count matters. Just as how a woman doesn't want to go with like a guy who's just not going to be able to, provide for her and not going to be able to protect her. These things all matter. So these masculine type girls here in today's society, right, you'll see a bunch of them. They've all been raised by weak men. And these men here haven't taught them with the correct behavior and taught them with the correct ethics. So feminine girls, right, who have been raised in good traditional households, right, they've been raised by a dominant masculine man. And that masculine man, right, when you come across that guy, he's going to have respect for you, and then you're going to have respect for him. Reason being is because masculine men know what other masculine men are about. Do you understand? And you're going to be able to have that conversation with him, and he's going to know straight away that, oh, okay, this guy here, right, he's going to be able to look after my daughter. So avoid these masculine type girls. These girls here are just going to, suck you of your energy. And then the final point is DNA. So in the last 50 years or so, 50, 60 years, in the 50 years or so, contraception has come about. It's become popular. However, when a woman uses contraception, that doesn't change the fact is that a man's hardwiring is to be confident and to know that is this woman here, when she has a child, right, is the child his? So if the child is not his, right, and the woman's been doing all types of promiscuous activity with other guys, and she's been sleeping around with all these other guys, right, that right there, yeah, is alarm bells in the guy's head, because DNA tests didn't come about in the last, only in the last 50 years or so. In the last 100 years, 200 years, like 1,000 years, there was no such things as DNA tests. So that's why it was so important for a man to pick a woman who is actually of quality. And this woman here, so then she didn't go around, meeting other guys and sleeping around, because if the child wasn't his and his offspring, that would just, destroy that man, because he's providing for her and he's providing for the children. And if that child is not his, right, and you're seeing it where certain guys, after, a year, 2 years, 5 years or so, whatever the case is, they end up doing a DNA test, yeah? And when they find out that the child isn't theirs, it completely crushes them, it destroys them. These kind of guys, these guys here, they end up not being the same after that. So that's why it shows you how important it is to get a woman who's actually got a clean past. And then women who have got a clean past, full well, yeah, that woman there, yeah, she hasn't got unnecessary baggage with her, and she's not going to be putting you through nonsense, and then she's going to more likely be loyal to you. A woman who's had previous relationships, they've done studies on it, it's like around 50 to 70% chances of her getting a higher divorce rate in comparison to women who have had no previous relationships. So a woman who's had previous relationships, that's a big no-no, and that can certain times, right, be a really big detriment to your life. So you as a man, right, who's been keeping away from, let's say, relationships, haram relationships, and you've been preserving yourself for marriage, right? You want a woman who matches that level, because a woman who doesn't match that level, and a woman who's had like previous relationships, that right there is you're always going to be questioning whether or not is this woman going to be trustworthy, and is she going to be loyal? Because this woman here has shown it time and time again. She's split up with all these different exes in her previous relationships. So that's what it is. So just to wrap up, the first point was SKET. So a woman's past matters. So if a woman's got previous relationships, she's been sleeping outside of marriage, she's been fornicating with all these guys here, that woman there is a clear SKET. So that's what it is. So this SKET means a woman who sleeps around and does indecent activity with all these other guys. So these type of women here, you don't want to be wifing them up, yeah? Because they'll suck you of all your time, attention, resources, and they'll just completely destroy you in the family court system as well. They'll just use you as an ATM machine. Next point after that was trauma. So these girls here, right, they've got all this unnecessary baggage, yeah, and all this, rubbish, and all this sickness, yeah, that they've been holding on to, right? And then they're going to be pushing that onto you. You as a man, right, who's actually of value, right? You don't want to come home to a woman, yeah, who's got all this different trauma, and then she's just labeling all men as men are trash, men are this and that, and then she's comparing you to all the other guys that she slept with previously. It's just disgusting. It's just nastiness. So these women who have got that kind of trauma, just stay well clear away from them. This is what it is. The only exception is if she flipping ticks everything else. But chances are, right, she ain't gonna tick all your requirements anyway. So with the trauma, right, that in and of itself, just straight away, red flag. Oh, that's it. Done with you. Next point after that was masculine. So these girls here, yeah, they've got masculine tendencies within them. These women here are not. They've destroyed their femininity by being around with all these different guys. Because all these guys, right, who are just weak beta males, yeah. These guys here have been sleeping with these low quality women, yeah. And that woman there, eventually, she'll start to become more and more masculine. Do you understand? Her femininity will start to get destroyed because she's constantly around these weak beta males, and these weak beta males have got feminine energy. And when a man's got feminine energy, guess what? The woman steps into her masculine energy then. Do you understand, guys? And then the final point was DNA. So the DNA tests have come about in the last 40, 50 years or so. And women think that, oh yeah, just because they've got contraception and they can do a DNA test, that they can just sleep outside of marriage and not affect them. This couldn't be further from the truth. These women here are destroying their soul, they're destroying their body, and they are destroying their future relationships as well. That's why you see a bunch of all these women who have done, promiscuous activity and done all types of craziness in the past. All of them are getting dropped left, right, and center. What's that name? What's that girl's name? Jennifer Lopez. So she's had 5, 6 marriages or something like that, and then she's getting divorced with that guy Ben Affleck, or they've already split, or whatever the case is. These women here, yeah, it just shows you these women here, they're not marriage material. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.